Dear Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear participants. Unfortunately, I cannot attend today's presentation of ODIHR's new practical guide on understanding anti-Roma hate crimes and addressing the security needs of Roma and Sinti communities in person, for which I would like to apologize. But I want to express my congratulations to ODIHR and its staff for organizing this event to launch this timely and most important publication. Roma and Sinti constitute one of the largest ethnic minority groups within Europe, and simultaneously they are considered as one of Europe's most oppressed ethnic minorities, experiencing discrimination and violence ever since. Roma and Sinti have been persecuted throughout their history, and during the Second World War, an estimated 220,000 to 500,000 Sinti and Roma fell victim to the Nazis' racial mania and the genocide systematically planned against them. These days, Roma and Sinti still continue to face severe human rights violations, anti-Roma hate crimes, police misconduct, group violence, intersectional discrimination, and other forms of prejudice and intolerance. The extent to which Roma and Sinti are still exposed to constant intolerance, discrimination, and hate crimes became particularly apparent during the COVID-19 pandemic. ODIHR hate crime data records show that anti-Roma hate crimes and incidents usually have the highest number of victims under the violent attacks category in comparison with other hate crime types. Sadly, there are larger scale attacks committed against Roma or Sinti neighborhoods by organized groups in comparison with other types of hate crime. The impact of hate crime and persistent discrimination can broaden the effects of marginalization and exclusion of the Roma and Sinti communities. In the 1998 OSCE Oslo Ministerial Decision, the participating states of the OSCE promoted the full integration of Roma and Sinti communities while preserving their identity, followed by the OSCE Action Plan on improving the situation of Roma and Sinti in the OSCE area in 2003. Despite respectable efforts and progress in the OSCE region, there is still a lot to be done to better protect minorities like the Roma and Sinti from human rights violations, including bias-motivated attacks. State actors and security sector stakeholders should develop adequate and immediate response to crimes committed against Roma or Sinti individuals and ensure that intolerance and discrimination against Roma and Sinti will not be tolerated and perpetrators will be punished. Strengthening anti-Roma hate crime legislation and clear and unequivocal public statements by state authorities are thus indispensable. Community trust in state governments and police is often damaged when authorities fail to address the hate context and do not send a clear message to the perpetrators. A greater awareness of the situation of Roma and Sinti people should also be raised among law enforcement institutions, and negative stereotypes and bias should be countered. Excessive use of force and police abuse and violence against Roma and Sinti can amount to anti-Roma hate crimes by police itself. There are a number of OSCE commitments and Ministerial Council decisions on Roma and Sinti, including equality, tolerance, and non-discrimination, that provide comprehensive solutions on these issues. These commitments should be rigorously implemented by the participating states. Among these, I want to highlight the cooperation with Roma and Sinti communities and civil society activists, enhancing their participation in public and political life, and, in particular, meet the special needs of Roma and Sinti women and girls. In addition, ODIHR has a specialized mandate and expertise in issues of tolerance and non-discrimination, as well as Roma and Sinti issues. The participating states should make more and intensive use of ODIHR's expertise. ODIHR should continue to promote this new guide and support government officials to build up the capacity of both policymakers and officials, such as law enforcement and the judiciary. It is necessary to understand the specific features of hate crimes against Roma and Sinti and identify practical steps to address the security needs of Roma and Sinti communities. We still have a lot to do, but together all of us can make a difference. I wish you all the best for your challenging work in times of multiple crises, which pose a particular risk to vulnerable groups such as the Roma and Sinti, and I wish you a successful and fruitful meeting today. Thanks for your attention.